Good afternoon, and welcome to Hawk Fieldhouse here in Cape Girardeau. Thank you for tuning in. Today we have OVC women's basketball or volleyball here on ESPN Plus. We have the Lindenwood Lions taking on the SEMO Redhawks. Both come into this game at 6-6 in the conference, tied for 7th, and only 6 games left until the postseason. So both teams looking to get a win and make a push before postseason starts. Now, before the game starts, let's take a look at the key players for the teams. For SEMO, Nina Schubert is coming in at our player to watch. She has 40 service aces, also 9 away from setting a new record, 429 digs, and 4 kills. Expect Nina to have a game today. And then on the Lindenwood side, we have Autumn Bax, OVC Freshman of the Year last year, and she's only improved this year. 249 kills, 111 digs, and 26 block assists. Now let's take a look at the starting lineups for the teams before we get out. SEMO, we got Lucy Arndt starting at the outside hitter position, Megan Holder at setter, Kara Oxenkinet at the middle, Maren Johnson on the outside, and Katie St. John on the outside with Ramiri Gardner in the middle as well. And then Nina Schubert comes in at the libero spot. Over on the other side for Lindenwood, we have Shannon Monahan starting at the outside, Amelia Throw at setter, Jade Roth at the middle, Ashley Gluck in the middle, Autumn Bax on the right, Faith Atkins in the middle, and Dana Cribb as the libero. Both teams getting ready to start. This is the 8th time these teams have met up. Lindenwood leads 4-3. Our series history is presented by ServPro, the official restoration service partner of the OVC. Lindenwood leads this series 4-3, and both these teams split 1-1 last year whenever they played. SEMO won here in Cape. They won in Lindenwood last year, but they lost their game here in Cape last year. See if they can turn that around this year. Both teams getting set, and we're about to start. Big game for both teams. Lindenwood 3-5 on the road this season, where SEMO's 5-5 at home here in the Hawk Fieldhouse, including a win against Iowa earlier in the season. They also hosted Mizzou and took them to 5 sets. So we know SEMO is a tough team, is tough to beat here in Cape. And taking the first serve for SEMO is going to be Lucy Arndt. Arndt with the serve. And it's an ace to start the game for Lucy Arndt. What a start for SEMO. Arndt again. Good save there by Lindenwood. And Ashley Gullag just misses there. SEMO able to take a 2-0 lead to start the game. And Lucy Arndt will continue to serve. Another good serve by Lucy Arndt. Lindenwood able to hold it up. Back to Gillick. And this time she's going to get it. The block by SEMO unsuccessful. Gillick is going to get the kill there. And Lindenwood's going to get their first point. Dana Cribb to serve for Lindenwood. Good save there. And what a hit by Jade Roth coming through the middle. It's where SEMO's a little bit weaker. SEMO's got better outside hitters, so Lindenwood attacking the middle to start, as we expected. And Lindenwood able to get the point there to take the lead 3-2 over SEMO. It's an unlucky block attempt there by SEMO. Looked like they might have touched the net a little bit. And Dana Gribb will serve again. Maren Johnson, she's going to get the point for SEMO, just out of the reach of the Lindenwood back hitter, Shannon Monahan. Mary Gardner will now step back for SEMO to serve. Gardner's had a good year serving so far. No, SEMO's block doesn't stay in. As we see there, Lindenwood attacking Autumn Backs, their leading kills this year. And she is deadly. We talked to Coach Yankus before the game, and we talked about how she is a lefty, and this is something that SEMO is not used to seeing. And a point there by SEMO. Nice little tip over. Back to what I was talking about. Autumn Backs coming in at lefty. SEMO's not seen a lot of lefties. We talked to Yankus. She had some lefties come into their practice this week to help them prepare. See if it pays off for them and if they can hold Backs in kills. SEMO goes up 6-3 here. Gardner still serving. SEMO going on a little run right now. Good serve by Gardner. And a block by SEMO, denying Ashley Gullick on the left. And Gardner will serve again. And one comes through the middle this time, and it's going to be successful. Jade Roth with her second kill. Lindenwood ends SEMO's 5-0 run, and now Autumn Backs will step back to serve for Lindenwood. Good save there by Arndt. Out to Johnson, and she's unable to get it through. A nice block there by Lindenwood. Looked like number 17, Ashley Gillett, got her hands on that one. And Autumn Backs will continue to serve. Another good save by Arndt. Holder to Johnson, and it is successful. What a hit. Autumn Backs unable to make a play on that one. And Autumn Backs is a unique player. She can play libero if she has to. She can play all the positions if she needs to. She leads the team in kills. She's also up there in digs. Much like a Lucy Arndt for Lindenwood. Lindenwood tries to go through the middle. Blue there to save it. Arndt from the back row. And we got a little rally going here. Over to Johnson. And SEMO's going to get it. Johnson's going to get her second kill of the game. And she's going to step back to serve. SEMO up 9-5. And Johnson's just going to miss there. Lindenwood's going to watch that one go over. Elena Rudebeck stepping back for Lindenwood to serve. She's a transfer from Parkland College, where she led the team in service aces. So a very dangerous person to have serving for Lindenwood. SEMO able to handle it, though. And looked like Oxen Connect for SEMO, able to get that one over. SEMO now up 10-6. And Johnson will serve. Johnson with the serve. Good save by Gribb. Back over. And Simo, great save there. Lindenwood going to grab the point here, make it a 3-point game. Some subs checking in. Faith Adkins will check back in for Lindenwood. And I think I saw Gillians check in for Simo. She's been a good rotational player for the Redhawks throughout the year. Avery Torrey with the tip. Good save by Lindenwood. Gillians with the save for Simo. Back over to Arndt. And what a save by Bax there. Blue to Oxen Connect. Blocked by Lindenwood. Blue back over to Arndt. And Arndt's going to get the kill there. Just out of reach of Kylie Ritchie. And Nina Schubert will step back to serve. She's 9 away from the Simo record, hoping to get it today, and there is one for her. She's now 8 away, an ace for Nina. 12-7, Redhawks. Nina with the serve, saved by Lindenwood. What a hit there by Kylie Ritchie. The freshman from Versailles, Missouri. She has been fantastic for them this year, including in their win last week against Western Illinois, where she had 11 kills in their win. Gillians with the save there. Blue over to Torrey, and it's going to miss. Lindenwood squeezing back into this game. 12-9. Throw with the serve. Simo over to Arndt. Good save by Lindenwood. Gillians to Blue. To Gardner. Gardner unsuccessful. Lindenwood, Ritchie's going to get it over, and what a save by Nina. Arndt with the tip and blocked. Blocked by Faith Adkins and Autumn Bax. And like we were talking, Autumn Bax can do it all. She can block, she can dig, and she can hit. Definitely a challenge Simo's got to overcome. Throw to serve again. Gillians, nice save. Blue over to Arndt, and blocked again. Torrey from deep. Gets it over. Not much trouble for Lindenwood. A tip by Ritchie. Back over to Arndt, and Arndt is going to finish that one. Just a perfect hit. Simo up 13-10. St. John's going to check back in. So is Holder. Holder's actually going to step back to serve for the Redhawks. And just great hit there by Autumn Bax. She picks up another kill. Excuse me, I believe that was her first of the game. Ritchie back to serve for Lindenwood. Nina with the save. Back over to Arndt. Lindenwood plays it well. Back over to Cox. Or Bax. Bax or Arndt. Arndt's going to get the finish there. Put Simo up 14-11. Lucy Arndt's got her third kill of the game. A quick start for her. Also has an ace. See if she can get another one here. Lindenwood plays it well. Over to Bax. And looks like it tipped Simo's hands before going out. So Bax is going to get the kill. Dana Gribb is going to go back to serve for Lindenwood. Good save by Nina. Over to Johnson. And just misses with that one. Lindenwood makes it a 1-point game. Johnson just kind of left that one up there to grab. Lindenwood takes advantage. Ashley Gillick has her second kill of the game. A serve from Gribb. Older to Gardner. The tip unsuccessful. Beautiful save by Throw. And Lindenwood is going to get to 15 first, meaning we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we'll finish the rest of the set, see if SEMO can come back. It's been a great match so far. We'll be back on OVC Women's Volleyball here on ESPN+.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Welcome back to Hawk Fieldhouse. Lindenwood leads 15-14. Gribb with the serve. SEMO able to save it over to Johnson. And a beautiful tip by Johnson. Johnson with her 6th kill of the game already. Gardner to serve for SEMO. Good serve. Lindenwood handles it. And a beautiful hit there by Ashley Gulluck. Gulluck picks up her 2nd kill. Autumn backs back to serve. And she's going to put it a little bit too far. And just a back-and-forth game so far. Avery Torrey's going to check in for the Red Hawks. Blue's going to go back to serve. Good save there. They'll have to free ball it over, and it's a little bit too far. SEMO now takes the lead. Blue with the serve. Lindenwood over to Ashley Gulluck. And a blocked by SEMO. Looked like St. John or Oxen Connect and Avery Torrey over there to block that one. And Blue will continue to serve as SEMO closes in on that 20-point mark. Lindenwood unable to handle that one. Blue with the serve. Nice play by Gribb. And what a play by Blue to save that. Tori with the tap over. And another good save by the Red Hawks. We know how good the SEMO defense is, and Nina Schuberth right there showing how good she is and why she has won Defensive Player of the Week before. And Arndt tagging along too. And Johnson able to finish it with the tip. Beautiful play there by SEMO. And just a beautiful back and forth between the two teams. SEMO now 5 points away from taking set 1. Blue with the serve. And she misses. Alana Rudebeck will sub in to serve for Lindenwood. Good serve by Rudebeck. Blue with the set, over to Johnson, blocked by Lindenwood. Blue to Tori, she's got to tip it over. Lindenwood makes the play, and a great block there by SEMO. Ritchie, however, able to get the finish. 20-18, Lindenwood on a 2-0 run. Rudebeck will serve again for Lindenwood. Good serve. Nina saves it, but puts it right there in front for Ritchie to just tap it right back down. SEMO's forced to take a timeout there. And that was just a good play overall by Lindenwood. I mean, you can't be giving up these free balls if you're SEMO right there over in the front of the net. This Lindenwood team will punish you almost every time for it. So, I mean, coming into this game, if we look at the Red Hawks' schedule, they were on a 4-game skid before they won both their games against Tennessee State on the road, and huge win for them. Avery Torrey led the way, 8 kills. Mackenzie Tucker got in the game and got herself 6 kills. But Lucy Arndt, however, against Tennessee State last game, only had 1 kill and 2 airs. So she's looking to turn her game around tonight against Lindenwood. And so far, she's not playing bad. 3 kills, 2 airs. Over on the Lindenwood side, looking at their schedule, they're coming off a win against Western Illinois. Autumn Bax led in kills for the team with 15. She also had 15 digs, a double-double for her last game. And Kylie Ritchie, the freshman, had 11 and was second on the team. Rudebeck with the serve. And SEMO puts it in the net. Lindenwood ties it up at 20. What an opening set we've had so far. Rudebeck back to serve again for Lindenwood. And this time, Rudebeck's going to put it a little bit too far. SEMO watches it go out. SEMO's 4 points away from taking the first set. Aaron Johnson back to serve. Beautiful serve there. Good save by Lindenwood. Over to Ritchie. And what a beautiful play by Ritchie. I mean, this Lindenwood team won the OVC tournament last year, but they lost a good majority of their roster. They got a lot of freshmen and sophomores playing out there tonight. And it's a huge help when you have a freshman like Ritchie who can step up and get kills when you need them. SEMO able to save the serve there. Gillians just has to get it over. Throw to Atkins there. SEMO makes the play over to Arndt. And great save by Lindenwood. Gillian's with amazing save there. She took out the bench on her way. And wow, Atkins able to make him punish. Simo was a little bit out of position there. Gillian's tripped up on the bench. And Lindenwood just takes advantage. We're tied up again. Jade Roth with the serve. Nina able to keep it up to Arndt. Lindenwood makes the play. And Lindenwood's going to get in the net there to give Simo the point. Looked like Amelia throw. Might have just grazed it a little bit. And Nina back to serve. 8 away from a Simo record. We're keeping tallies on it. Not going to get it there. Blue to Gardner. Good hit by Gardner. Atkins unable to make the save there for Lindenwood. Just ricocheted off of her. Nina back to serve again. Lindenwood keeps it up over to Richie. And Richie with another kill. The freshman is leading the way for Lindenwood with 5 kills so far. Amelia throw back to serve. Arndt keeps it up. Blue to Gardner. And blocked by Richie and Atkins. Lindenwood ties it up at 23 once again, and this game is just back and forth. Looks like the Redhawks are going to take another timeout. (23-23) here. First set is anybody's. It is up for grabs right now. You can see Coach Yank is there, telling her team, just calm down. It's been a great first set for both sides so far. Lindenwood, however, 1 point away from stealing the set. You can see the Lindenwood bench just dancing there. They must have came up with their game plan pretty quickly. They must be pretty confident. They're just enjoying the beautiful day of volleyball out there today. Throw back to serve. Chance to win the first set for the Lions. Blue over to Arndt. Lindenwood's able to save it. Throw over to Richie. And it gets over. Lindenwood is going to steal the first set, 25-23. Unlucky there for Simo. It looked like they got some hands to it. Just ricocheted, deflected the wrong way. And we'll have the second set when we come back here on ESPN+. And welcome back to Hawk Fieldhouse. Lindenwood able to take the first set, 25-23 over SEMO, and it was a close set. 15 kills for Lindenwood, 13 for SEMO. Both of them made errors, 7 for SEMO, 6 for Lindenwood, and both hitting at a very good percentage, 22.5 for Lindenwood. Redhawks are only 17, but they're taking advantage of the opportunities that arise for them. SEMO also has 2 serving aces so far to start the game. So set 2 should be as good as the first one. These teams are locked together. Kylie Ritchie for Lindenwood leading the way with 6 kills after the first set. Jade Roth with 3, and Autumn Bax also with 3. For SEMO, Marin Johnson led the way in the first set with 7 kills. She's looking to have a game tonight. Lucy Arndt with the bounce back game. She has 4 kills after the first set. And Ramiri Gardner and Kara Oxenconnect both get on the board with 1. As the second set is about to start, Rudebeck will take the first serve for Lindenwood. Rudebeck over, Nina with a save, Holder over to Johnson. The tip not going to go. And SEMO's going to get in the net. Lindenwood's going to start off the second set 1-0. And I mean, coming into this game, SEMO was the least blocked team in the OVC. But so far tonight, Lindenwood has shown that they are blockable. Marin Johnson, beautiful hit there by Marin Johnson. And she is having a game tonight, her 8th kill. Mary Gardner back to serve. And wow. What a hit there by Autumn Bax. And you see why she's so good. I mean, did you see the hop that she had to go up and get that one? And then the power behind the shot. You can see why it is hard for opponents to slow her down. Dana Cribb back to serve. Dana Cribb. And Marin Johnson going to get the kill for the Redhawks. Blue will check in to serve. And back and forth to start the second set as well. Blue with the serve. Beautiful save by Rudebeck. Over to Bax. And just great hit by Bax. And that one had so much power off of it that when it ricocheted off SEMO, it went and touched the ceiling. And now she'll step back to serve. She's gotten 2 of Lindenwood's 3 kills so far to start the set. Marin Johnson with the tip, not going to go. And just too far, Ashley Gillick just misses there. Marin Johnson with the serve. Rudebeck with the save, over the throw. Blue to Johnson, unable to go. Good attempt there by Jade Roth. SEMO makes the counter though. Arn's hit unsuccessful too. And a beautiful hit there by Ashley Gullick. Ricochets off the SEMO blockers and out of bounds. Lindenwood takes the lead 4-3. Gullick will also go back to serve. Nina with the save there. Blue over to Arndt. And Arndt a little too far there. Lindenwood not making things easy for the Red Hawk outside hitters so far throughout this game. The blockers are shifting. They're getting over there, and they're being disruptive. Arndt again, she's going to tip it over this time instead of trying to go through them, and it works beautifully. Nina back to serve. 8 away from that record, just to remind you guys. Not going to get it here. Throw to Roth and unsuccessful. She hits it into the net. Simo ties the game up. And when one team goes on a run, the other team is answering. Nina going back. She will serve again. Good save there by Gribb. And a beautiful hit by Jade Roth on the outside there. She's going to pick up her 4th kill of the game. Faith Atkins will check in for Lindenwood. She'll take over that middle blocker role. And Jade Roth will go back to serve. Good save there by Gillians. Over to Tori. Lindenwood makes the save, and Faith Atkins over through the middle. Punishes Simo there. Simo just left a little too much space in the middle. And Atkins is going to take advantage of that every time. Nina with the save there. Blue over to Gardner. And Gardner gets the kill. Holder will serve for the Redhawks. And a beautiful tip there by Amelia Throw. Caught the Redhawks out of shape, and she knew it. Throw will now serve. Gillian's over to Arndt. Arndt's just got to get it over. Throw to Ritchie, and she's going to just miss there. Redhawks still trail by 1, though. I mean, speaking of Ritchie, as a freshman, to come in, she has 179 kills on the year, as well as 2 aces and 51 digs. I mean, just an impressive year for her as a freshman. Johnson there, not going to get the kill. Over to Ritchie. Nina with the save. No, Simo can't get over there in time. Ritchie got another kill. Rudebeck back to serve. Holder back over to Johnson. Good save. Over to Bax. And wow, just a little bit too much power there for Arndt to handle it. Lindenwood grows their lead to 3. Holder over to Arndt. Arndt just tips it over. Back over to Bax. Blocked by Simo. Throw over to Gulluck there, and Gulluck's going to get the kill. Her 4th of the day. And Lindenwood goes up 11-7. A timeout there by, I believe, the Red Hawks. That's going to send us to break, and we'll have the rest of the second set when we come back on ESPN+.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Woo! Yes! By being prepared for anything! Woo! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Hawk Fieldhouse, where we'll have the rest of the second set. Lindenwood up 11-7 right now. It's been a good matchup. It's been back and forth between both sides. Rudebeck will go back to serve. Rudebeck is leading the team in aces right now. She has 28. Aren't able to make the play there. Holder over to Johnson, and Johnson's going to get a kill. Simo comes out of the break hot. Gardner back to serve. Save there, throw. Over to Gullick. Simo able to handle it. Holder back to Johnson, and Johnson's going to get the kill there. Beautiful hit. Simo climbing back in it. 11-9. Gardner with the serve. Lindenwood safe. Throw. Over to Bax. Unable to keep it in. Redhawks are on a run right now. Gardner with the serve. And that's an error for Gardner. You know, Gardner has a lot of serving errors throughout the year. Got 20. And a serving error by Lindenwood to follow Ramiri Gardner's serve error. And it's still a one-point game. These teams are just going back and forth right now. Blue's going to go back to serve. Handled by Lindenwood. Gullick with the hit. Schuberth saves it. Oxen Connect with the tap over. Back over to Gullick. And aren't unable to get over there to save it. Lindenwood with the point. Gillick's got her 5th kill of the game. And Bax will go back to serve. Nina with the save. Blue over to Oxen Connect, and she's just got to tip it over. Throw back to Bax, and what a hit. Simo able to keep it in. No. I mean, you see how much power is behind Bax's hit? I mean, wow. That carried back all the way back over the net. Bax serving again. And she's going to get an ace. Nina unable to get down there in time. Bax with her 7th ace on the year. Arndt handles that one. Blue over to Johnson. Good save by Bax, and Bax just going to tip it over here. Simo handles it. They give it to Johnson. Lindenwood hits it back over. Blue down the middle to Oxen Connect, and she's going to get the kill. Oxen Connect's got her second of the game. Aaron Johnson to serve. Good save there by Ruberneck. And Simo block. And Bax just hits it a little bit too far there. Out of play. Simo makes it 15-13. Johnson to serve again. And Johnson puts it a little bit too far. Looking for that back corner. Just misses. And Richie's going to check back in. The freshman's had a great year this year, as we were talking about earlier. Third in the team in kills at 179. And Blue with a great tip over there. Caught Lindenwood out. Shannon Monahan will check in for Lindenwood. Nina to serve. Still 8 away. Good save there. And wow, Richie gets another kill. Kylie Ritchie with her 8th on the day. She's now leading Lindenwood in kills. Next behind her is Autumn Bax with 7. Arndt from the side, and she's gonna get it from that left side over there. Arndt's got her 6th kill. Blue and our Holder and Johnson are gonna check in for the Redhawks. Holder back to serve. Good save there by Gribb. Ritchie gets blocked. Holder over to Johnson. And she is going to get the job done. Lindenwood unable to get it back over in 3 hits. Ritchie with the tip. Holder puts it up. And Atkins, it looks like, got in the net there as that play was going on. Redhawks tie the game up. 17-17. We are just going back and forth. Holder to serve. Wow, and a mistake there from Dana Gribb. Not used to seeing that. Simo with the serve. Atkins gets blocked at the line by Arndt and Gardner. Simo's now up 19-17. And we've seen this a lot this year. This Simo team trail throughout most of this set, but then when things get rough, they always find a way to turn it around. And we're seeing that again tonight in this second set. I mean, let's just go through some matchups while we were waiting here and some OVC rankings to show these teams. Faith Adkins is 5th in the OVC in hitting percentage. Autumn Bax is top 5 in kills. Lucy Arndt also top 5 in kills. And Nina Schuberth 3rd in digs. I mean, just both these teams have very good players. And it's going to be a duel till the end tonight. We're already seeing it through the first 2 sets. Neither team can get a big lead over the other one. Holder's going to serve. Throw over to Richie, and Richie puts it way out. And Simo is now at 20, 5 points. Until Simo has the second set. Lindenwood only down 3, though. Throw over to Atkins, and what a hit by Atkins there. Throw to serve. Simo handles. Holder over to Arndt. Arndt's going to tip it over, and it's going to work. What a tip by Simo. Marion Johnson will check in for the Red Hawks. Arndt will go back to serve. Beautiful tip there by Arndt. The second time tonight we've seen her do that. Kind of keeping the defense on their heels right now, or on their toes. Cleaning up a wet spot on the court. I don't know if you guys saw, but after that last play, 2 Lindenwood players seemed to collide a little bit. They seem to both be okay, though. Arndt with the serve. Throw over to Back, and what a hit by Bax. Bax now with her 8th kill. Her and Richie are both tied up at 8 kills, both leading the team. And for Simo, it's all Johnson and Arndt. Rudebeck to serve. Aaron Johnson makes the play. Holder back to Johnson. And just a miss hit there by Johnson. And only her 2nd error on the night. Not something we see very often. And I mean, she only had 1 error last weekend, too, against TSU. So Johnson doesn't very often get errors, but we see one there. And Johnson going to pick up the kill. Beautiful hit there. Lindenwood unable to keep it up. Gardner back to serve. Redhawks 3 points away. Throw to Bax, and she's unable to get it over. Simo's now 2 points away from tying this series at 1-1. Gardner serve. Saved by Gribb. And Bax with the finish. And the way this game's been going, you got to expect Lindenwood to not give up very easily. Gribb back to serve. Lindenwood only down 2. Johnson up to Holder. And she puts it too far. And Jade Roth makes the Redhawks feel it after that. I mean, the free balls that right there in front of the net. And we've talked about it earlier in the game. Just not something the Redhawks can afford to keep doing. Lindenwood has made them punish for it every time so far. And an ace there for Lindenwood. Dana Cribb. That was Dana Cribb's 9th serve ace on the year, and it ties this game up as Simo's forced to take a timeout. I mean, both sets so far are coming down to the wire. I mean, couldn't ask for a better volleyball game. another milestone to be on the lookout for this year. Coach Julie Yankis for the Red Hawks is 8 games away from hitting the 250 mark in her career. SEMO hoping to check one more game off that list for Yankis tonight, and maybe even check off another one tomorrow. Grib to serve for Lindenwood. Lindenwood has made a push late, and they've tied it up, trying to go up 2-0 here. And Holder to Johnson for the kill. Johnson continues to have a game. Her 10th kill. Avery Torrey's going to check in for the Red Hawks. Blue will serve. Good save by Arndt. Nina over to Torrey. Torrey just has to tip it over. Throw back over to Gilluck. And it tips off SEMO. Gilluck's going to get the point there. Lindenwood ties it back up at 24. And remember, it's best. You got to win by 3. Or, excuse me, I mean win by 2. SEMO able to get the point there. They go up 25-24, and this would be match point if SEMO is able to get it done. Johnson to serve. Throw over to Gilluck. And it's in. It squeezes in. Wait. Looks like the refs were a little confused there. One ref signaled in, the other ref signaled out and gave the point to SEMO. And I think Lindenwood is going to review this. If it stands, the Red Hawks take the second set and tie it at 1-1. If not, we continue. We do not have a replay. Apologies for that. We do not have a replay for this play that we can show you. We'll just have to sit back and wait to see what the official calls. A huge call, though, in this game. See Coach Yankis and the crew there. And a fun fact here, SEMO's assistant coach, Tara Beal-Smith, actually used to coach for Lindenwood. She was the assistant at Lindenwood last year when they won it all, but she decided to come back to her alma mater this year. And SEMO's going to end up getting that point and taking the set. When we come back, we'll have the third set here on ESPN+. back. We're waiting in between the second set and the third set, and right now we're just going to go over the first two sets. A little halftime update, if you will. For Lindenwood, they are tied 1-1 right now. They won the first set 25-23 in a close one, and they made a little comeback there towards the end against SEMO in this last set, but they end up losing in extra on a late call. If we look at the stats for Lindenwood, Autumn Bax leading the way with 9 kills. She's also hitting at 22.7%, and she has 2 service aces. Kylie Ritchie sitting at 8 kills and hitting at 35.3%. And then Ashley Gluck with 6 kills. On the SEMO side, Marin Johnson, 9 kills, hitting at 30%. Lucy Arndt, 7 kills, only hitting at 14.3% though, so kind of getting stopped a little bit. But she does also have an ace. St. John has 4 kills, hitting at 60%. And Ramiri Gardner, 3 kills, hitting at 33%. And now we talked about this game being a huge game in the conference. These teams tied up, and we're coming to the year. Only 6 games left in the season. So we're just going to look at the overall standings in the OVC. We have Morehead State, 13-1 on top. They just lost their first game. I believe it was last week or 2 weeks ago. They finally fall. Eastern Illinois in second at 10-2. Southern Indiana third at 9-4. Little Rock at fourth, 9-5. Tennessee Tech at 9-5. SEMO and Lindenwood tied up at 6-6. SIU 7-9. Western Illinois 4-10. UT Martin 1-12. And Tennessee State still sitting at 0-14 on the year. And also, tomorrow night, for our game against Lindenwood, if you could check back in at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow is senior night for the Red Hawks. We'll be honoring seniors. Mackenzie Tucker, Alondri Blue, Ramiri Gardner, Kara Oxenconnect, and Avery Torrey. That'll be at 2 o'clock tomorrow against Lindenwood again. And the players are back out. Third set is about to start. We're tied up at 1 here. See who can take advantage. SEMO will take the first serve of the set. Arndt will be back to serve. Already has 1 serve and ace on the night. Arndt with the serve. Gibb able to hold in. Atkins unable to get it over. SEMO's going to start off the third set 1-0. Another good save there by Gribb. Over to Bax. Saved by Nina. Great play by Schuberth. Back and forth at the middle of the net. Blue over to Torrey. And Torrey's just gonna miss. And just like that, we're tied up again. Jade Roth checks back in for Lindenwood. Dana Gribb will serve. Nina Lucy over to Johnson. And Johnson gets that one down. Another kill for Johnson. Mary Gardner to serve. Last time she was back, she hit it into the net. Gardner's serve is into the net. Back-to-back service errors for Mary Gardner, and it gives Lindenwood the lead. Backs will go back to serve for Lindenwood. Aren't able to get it back over. Lindenwood, the tip there by Jade Roth. Maren Johnson unsuccessful. Ashley Gellick unsuccessful. Nina to Johnson. And Maren Johnson finishes it. Another kill for Johnson. Holder will check in for Simo to serve. Beautiful serve by Holder. Almost an ace. Holder to Oxen Connect for the finish. And Simo goes up 2. And wow. Rare sight there. Both a Simo player and a Lindenwood player had to tie their shoe. Holder to serve. Over to Gluck. Good save. Arndt from the back row. Unsuccessful. Lindenwood gets the point through Jade Roth. Jade Roth with her 6th kill. These hitters for Lindenwood right now are having a game. 9 for Bax, 8 for Ritchie, and 6 for Roth. And Gluck also has 6. Great save there by Gillians. Holder able to get it over. Going to Ritchie, and blocked by Oxen Connect and Johnson. Katie St. John, the Jackson native, has had a very good year this year. And she's only a freshman. Johnson with the serve. Lindenwood handles it. And somehow they keep that one up. Holder over to Johnson. Blocked by Lindenwood. Gillians back to Johnson. And another block by Lindenwood. Autumn Bax and Kylie Ritchie there to make the stop. And Harper Highfield, the freshman, will check in for Simo. Gillians with the save up. Holder gonna tip it over, and a beautiful play by Holder. Gillians will go back to serve for the Red Hawks. Good save there by Lindenwood. Ritchie unsuccessful. Arndt with the tip that doesn't go. Back to Ritchie. Holder with the save. Nina over to Johnson, and she's going to get the kill. This is the Maren Johnson game tonight. Nina back to serve. Great attempt at the tip there by Lindenwood. The Redhawks recognized it though. Back-to-backs, and what a hit by backs. Lindenwood gets a point back. Amelia throw, back to serve. Gillians over to Arndt. Great save there by Lindenwood. Over to Ritchie. Harper Highfill makes the save for Simo. Arndt's attempt unsuccessful. Back to Ritchie, and she's going to put it a little bit too far out of bounds. As you can see there, Reagan Nelson, a key SEMO player, a key freshman in this year's roster, out on the sideline with an injury. SEMO seems to be missing her a little bit this game, but Marin Johnson has stepped up, and you even have Harper Highfill stepping up, getting some playing time now as well. Laundry Blue back to serve. Rudebeck unable to handle that serve, and that is an ace for Blue. Blue serve. Rudebeck puts it up. Over to backs. And what a save by Gillians. Back to Arndt. And Arndt is blocked at the line by Lindenwood. Ritchie back to serve. Over to Ramiri Gardner, and what a play by Ramiri Gardner. Hit Autumn back square in the face almost. Lucy Arndt back to serve for the Redhawks. SEMO's got a 4-point lead right now. Arndt, beautiful, never mind. Lindenwood unable to get it back up. Almost a beautiful save there by throw. Or excuse me, by crib. Redhawks go up 11-6 here. A timeout taken by Lindenwood. And we'll be back with the rest of the set when we come back on ESPN+.
Kids are always snacking on the go, so keep them going all day with chewy, delicious Sunbelt Bakery Bars. From oats and honey to chocolate chip to soft baked strawberry, there's a flavor for everyone. The tastiest flavors under the sun. Sunbelt Bakery Bars.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Fire it up, Randy! By being prepared for anything! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Welcome back to Hawk Fieldhouse. SEMO on top right now, looking to take the third set and go up 2-1. Little shout out here to Lucy Arndt, who has eclipsed the 400-point mark on the season. She averages 4.1 per set. Arndt with the serve. Good save, throw over to Gulick, unsuccessful. And it looks like SEMO might have gotten to the net there on the block. So they're going to give it to Lindenwood. SEMO's still up 11-7 though. Gribb to serve. Saved by Johnson. Back to Johnson. Good save by Gribb. Holder to Torrey, unsuccessful. Gillick there to make the block along with Jade Roth. And this Lindenwood front line has been blocking all night. Gribb back to serve. Lindenwood closing this lead. Johnson able to get that one up. Blue to Gardner. Lindenwood with the save. Gribb just has to free it back over. Blue to Gardner. And another block. Jade Roth gets another. Jade Roth has 4 blocks on the night. Simo able to handle that return over to Marin Johnson, and she's going to get the kill. Beautiful hit by Marin Johnson. A little bit too much power on it for Lindenwood to handle. And Gardner will go back to serve. Simo up 13-8. Simo going to get another point there. Autumn Bax's hit just missed. She was pleading that it tipped off Simo, though. Not going to get the call, though. Gardner back to serve again. Throw, back to back. And that one hits the ceiling, but Simo... That one hit the ceiling. Simo able to keep it up for a second, but then I believe they hit the ceiling again. Just unlucky there for Simo. Here in the Hawk Fieldhouse, the ceiling is pretty low compared to most other stadiums, so you got to adjust your play to that. Lindenwood. Shannon Monahan hits that one into the net. Simo now goes up 15-9. Holder will go back to serve. Saved by Gribb. Throw over to Gullick. Blocked by Simo. Over to Monahan. Simo able to return it. And a kill there by Simo. Looked like Jade Roth got her hand onto that one. Just ricocheted the wrong way and went out of bounds. Holder to serve again. Simo kind of pulling away. 16-9. And Gillick hits that one way over. Simo now up 17-9. The biggest lead of the night. Holder still serving. Beautiful play by Monahan. They get it over, but Holder to Oxen connects by Simo. And Oxen connects got another kill. The Red Hawks are rolling this set. Lindenwood forced to take another timeout. The Red Hawks have really stepped up this set. I mean, offensively, they're putting on more pressure. Johnson continuing to have a game. 13 kills on the day now, as well as 4 digs and 2 blocks. But talking about this Lindenwood team, I mean, this front row has been having a game for Lindenwood. Autumn Bax has 2 blocks. Jade Roth has 4 blocks. Faith Adkins has 3 blocks. And even Kylie Ritchie's on the board with 2 blocks. And Ashley Gullick also has 2 blocks. I mean, 8 total blocks for Lindenwood so far throughout this game. Front row getting it done for them. Both teams look about even on the stat sheet. 36 kills for Lindenwood, 37 for SEMO. 21 airs for Lindenwood, only 14 for SEMO. And I mean, the hitting percentage has completely changed. SEMO at one point was hitting 17% as a team in hitting percentage. Now they're hitting 26, and Lindenwood's only hitting 14.4 as we're back underway here in the Hawk Fieldhouse. Holder back to Arndt from the back row. Easy save throw. Good rebound there by SEMO. Gillick's hit is blocked. Arndt handles backs his hit. And Johnson's going to tip it over. But Lindenwood's going to successfully handle that. Holder back to Johnson. Johnson unable to get it done. Or, I mean, that was St. John, excuse me. This one's Johnson, and she is going to get the kill there. Almost took Autumn Bax's head off with that one. What a hit. Johnson just continues to have a day. Holder with the serve. Over to Gillick. And Arndt is going to watch that one go out. SEMO is up 20-9. I mean, after back-to-back sets where these teams were 1 point apart, to the third set where SEMO's just dominating. Jade Roth able to get the kill there. Rudebeck checks in for Lindenwood. She'll go back to serve. Arndt to Holder. To Johnson. Or Oxen Connect, excuse me. Oxen Connect with the kill there. Johnson will go back to serve. I mean, speaking of this SEMO team, we're also seeing a lot from their passers. I mean, Alondre Blue and Megan Holder are basically, they can play the same position. They can do the same job. I mean, to have two players like this to go out there and make passes has really been helpful for SEMO throughout this year. As Johnson's going to get an ace there. Johnson to serve again. And Lindenwood puts that one a little bit too far onto SEMO's side, and this time it's SEMO making Lindenwood pay. I believe that was Oxen Connect again with the kill for SEMO. Gillians checks in for SEMO. Harper Highfill as well. Good attempt there by Jade Roth to save that one. It's a little bit too far out of reach. And SEMO's now 2 points away from taking set 3. And none other than Nina Schuberth back to serve. Oh, wow. Impressive just by Lindenwood able to get that over, but SEMO hits that one a little bit too far. I thought that was in. Lindenwood squeezes a point back, still 24-12, SEMO. They're looking to take set 3. Harper Highfill with the save there. And Holder over to Mackenzie Tucker, who checks into the game. And Mackenzie Tucker is going to get the final kill of the set. And wow. Crazy how that played out. Amazing how that played out. Mackenzie Tucker gets into the game and gets the game, the set-ending kill. And we'll have set 4 when we come back on ESPN+. Welcome back here to the Hawk Fieldhouse. SEMO's up 2-1, looking to win set 4 and win the game. This would be back-to-back wins for SEMO after going on a 5-game losing streak. Lindenwood, however, is coming off a win against Western Illinois. Both teams looking to continue their winning ways as we head in to postseason play. Only 6 more games left on the year. And so far this game between these two it's been a thriller. Autumn Back still leading the way for Lindenwood with 11 kills. She also has 12 digs to go with it, a little double-double for her. Kylie Ritchie has 8 kills and 2 blocks. Jade Roth, 7 kills, 4 blocks, and 3 digs. Jade Roth is having a game. And then on the SEMO side, Marin Johnson, it's just her game today. 14 kills, 4 digs, and 2 blocks, and a serving ace. And set 4's about to get underway. Rudebeck will be back to serve for Lindenwood. Saved by Marin Johnson. Blew up, back to Johnson. A great save there by Gibb. And wow. Gellick just gets that one in front of Nina Schuberth. And Gellick's got another kill. Rudebeck back to serve. Lindenwood able to start off set 4 on the right note. Gillians, good save to Arndt from the back row, and what a hit by Arndt. Arndt's got another kill. I mean, what can't Lucy Arndt do? She can hit from the right, she can hit from the left, and she can hit from the back row. And what a threat to have on your team. Ramiri Gardner back to serve. Good save by Arndt. Marin Johnson, another good save by Gellick. And SEMO's going to pick up the point. I believe Lindenwood got in the net a little bit. Gardner to serve. And into the net. Gardner with her third serving error on the day. Gribb back to serve for Lindenwood. Hit up by Arndt. And blue to Oxen connect for the kill. Oxen Connect moves into the third on the team in kills today. She's got 7. Holder to serve. Rudebeck plays it up. Throw over to Beck. Zemo saves it, and Johnson with the kill. Bax had the block, just ricocheted the wrong way again. A little bit unlucky there for Lindenwood. Holder back to serve. And a beautiful play there by Oxen Connect. Going and getting that free ball. Don't know if Lindenwood had some miscommunication there or something, but no one on their team even went up for that one. Holder on the serve. Semo up 4-2. That one hits the ceiling again. And Marin Johnson's going to play it over, and she's going to get another kill. Marin Johnson has 17 kills. What a game she is having. Holder again. Saved by Rudebeck. Saved by Bax. And Gribb just has to get it over. Holder to Johnson. Or to St. John, excuse me. And St. John gets a kill. Holder back to serve. Sema going on a run. And Rudebeck just puts that one a little bit too close to the net. And Sema once again makes Lindenwood pay. I mean, we saw Semo give Lindenwood a few free balls. Lindenwood, I guess, is just returning the favor. And Holder will continue to serve. Good save there. And Rudebaker does it again. Another free ball for Semo. And they capitalize on it. Semo is now up 8-2. And with that, we are going to head to break. We'll have the rest of the set when we come back on ESPN+. Welcome back to Hawk Fieldhouse. Semo's up 9-2 here in the fourth set. If Semo wins this set, they win. They win it all. Lindenwood trying to force a fifth set. Holder to serve. And what a hit by Jade Roth. She gets another kill. Jade Roth has 8 on the day. Bax back to serve. Good play by Arndt. Holder over to Johnson. And what a save by Bax. What a save by Bax. And Lindenwood's able to get the points there. Bax makes a crazy save, and I believe Jade Roth goes on to finish it out. I mean, it looked like she just stuck her hand out there and prayed. And it worked. Holder to St. John, and St. John is going to get that kill. Aaron Johnson back to serve. Throw puts that one a little bit too far for Gulick, and she can't get over there to get it. Another error for Lindenwood, and Simo is now up 11-4. I mean, something that we haven't seen much of out of Lindenwood throughout this game is all the errors that we're starting to see pile up here in these last two sets. Arndt just has to hit that one over. Throw. Roth is denied. They just have to tip it over. And Simo Johnson, good save there by Gibb. And Lindenwood's going to put that one a little bit too far. Couldn't quite see who it was the one that hit that one. Just a little bit too far out of bounds. And Simo's run continues. Throw over to Gulick, and great save by Gillians. Arndt with the return, and it gets blocked. Holder to Johnson, and Johnson's got another one. I mean, what a game Maren Johnson is having. Aaron Johnson to serve. Saved by Rudebeck. Throw over to Gulick. Blocked by Simo. Rudebaker over to Bax, and she can't get there in time. And Simo now goes up 14-4. And going back to speaking about all the Lindenwood errors that we've been seeing, I mean, it's reasonable. It's reasonable when you have a young team such as Lindenwood. They just won the OVC tournament last year. They lose a lot of players, and they have to refill those spots. And while they've managed to refill a couple of those spots, you still got to think the freshmen, the sophomore that are playing, they still need more game experience. They still need to figure some things out. So these errors that we're seeing pile up could just be due to the inexperience on the Lindenwood side. And if we look at Simo's side, they got a lot of juniors on this team. They got a lot of experience. They had a lot of returners. You got to think that plays a bit of a role in a game like this. Lindenwood hoping that timeout helps them figure a few things out here, because they're falling behind, and they're falling behind fast against this Red Hawk team. See if that timeout halted any of the Red Hawks' momentum. Johnson to serve. Good save by Grib. Another one. Holder to Oxen Connect, and Oxen Connect gets the tip finish. Simo now up 15-4. Johnson to serve. Saved by Rudebaker. Tipped over by Roth. St. John gets saved by Grib. And a tap finish by Jade Roth. Lindenwood finally gets on the board. They slow the Simo run. SEMO was on a 6-0 run until Lindenwood finally ended it. Now Gillick back to serve. Good save by Gillians. Holder over to Arndt. And Arndt going to make them pay. Another kill for Lucy Arndt. Monahan will check in for Lindenwood. Gillick will check out. Good save by Gribb. Lucy Arndt again. Redhawks now up 17-5. Nina Schubert back to serve. Good serve by Schubert. The Lions are able to handle it. Gribbs, free ball over. And Lindenwood going to get, it looked like Jade Roth got into the net there, trying to win that ball in the middle. And SEMO's going to get another point. Nina Schubert back to serve again. Just an update, she's still 8 away from a new serving ace record. Lindenwood, good save by Harper Highfill. Holder gets over there. Gets it over to Mackenzie Tucker, but Mackenzie Tucker unable to get it back over the net. SEMO still up 18-16. And I mean, with SEMO's huge lead, we have Mackenzie Tucker in the game, and we have Harper Highfill in the game. Get some rotational players out there. Some players that may not see the court all the time. And they are making it count right now. SEMO 19-6. Blue back to serve. Throw over to Atkins. And Atkins just misses on the slide there. SEMO now up 20-6. Blue will continue serving. Atkins again, not gonna go. Blue over to Mackenzie, and it just misses. Mackenzie Tucker unable to finish that one. Amelia Throw back to serve. Saved by Tucker. Blue back over to Tucker. Lindenwood luckily gets a save there, and back's able to finish. Lindenwood gets back on the board. It might be 20-8, but we can't count the Lincolnwood Lions out just yet. Throw on the serve, Gardner. Good save by Gribb. And Bax puts it over, blocked by Mackenzie Tucker. Back to Ritchie, and Ritchie's going to get the finish for Lindenwood. Lindenwood on a little 2-0 run, trying to close this gap. Throw. Harper Highfill just has to free the ball that one over. Ritchie. Beautiful hit by Ritchie. And Kylie Ritchie has another kill, the freshman. Throw serving again. Lindenwood only down 10. A free ball. And Atkins goes up and gets it. Lindenwood on a little run right now, only down 9. Throw back to serve again. Saved by Mackenzie Tucker. Harper Highfield gets it back to the middle, and Blue just has to free ball it over. Gribbs to throw to backs, and Lindenwood's got another point. 8-point game. Throw with another serve. Saved by Gillians. Blue gonna tip it over. Saved. And wow, Richie right there to tap it down. Lindenwood's run continues. Throw serving once again. Harper Highfield puts it up. Blue over to Arndt. Blocked. Blue back to Arndt. And that one gets down. Another kill by Lucy Arndt. And just like that, Arndt comes into the game while Lindenwood's on that run. And the minute she comes in, she ends the run. That's what I call a game changer right there. Lucy Arndt is 3 digs away from having a double-double on the night. She has 11 kills and 7 digs. Maren Johnson, 5 digs away from a double-double. And as we mentioned earlier, Autumn Bax does in fact have a double-double, 13 kills and 13 digs. This is coming off her last game against Western. As we mentioned earlier, she had 15 kills and 15 digs. It's a double-double machine. And this 4th set's about to get back underway. Throw to serve. Harper Highfield puts it up. Mary Gardner gets saved. Over to Bax. Harper Highfield with the save. Blue over to Arndt, and Arndt gets the tap-over finish. Redhawks are now 4 points away. Arndt serve. And Bax. What a finish by Bax. Lindenwood's not out of it just yet. Rudebaker will go back to serve. Maren Johnson handles it. Blue back to Johnson. Saved by Gillick. Back over to Bax. Saved by Blue. Gillian's over to Tori. Tori with the tap over. Bax is there. Throw over to Gillick. And saved by Gillians. Tori taps it over. Back over to Gillick. And wow, it looked like Gillick had that one blocked. It looked like it had blocked into her own teammate. And just like that, SEMO is 3 points away. Oxen connecting Johnson with the block on that last play. Gardner to serve. Gribb, throw over to Bax, and that is a point for Lindenwood. They are not going down easily. SEMO needs just 3 points, but Lindenwood has been making some progress in this lead throughout this set. Served by Gribb. Oxen Connect gets blocked. Johnson over to Blue. Torrey just has to free ball it over. Gribb to throw to back. Blocked by SEMO. Oxen Connect to Johnson, and Johnson's going to get the kill. Johnson's got another. Megan Holder comes in to serve. SEMO needs just 2 points. Saved by Ruta Baker. Throw over to Bax. Saved by Arndt. Over to Johnson, gets blocked. Arndt back to St. John. And it looked like some miscommunication there by the Lindenwood side. No one even attempted to go make a play on that. They just all sat and watched it fall. And just like that, SEMO is 1 point away. You can hear the chants getting louder. And Bax with the finish there. Not going to let SEMO walk away with it just yet. Bax will also go back to serve. Arndt, Holder to Johnson, and Johnson's going to finish the game. Who else other than Marin Johnson to end the game? Wait. Lindenwood is going to challenge the call. Lindenwood wants a review on this. It's much like how the second set ended. SEMO won the second set, if you guys don't remember, on a review called that gave them the point. If it does stand, though, what a perfect way to end the game. Marin Johnson gets her 20th kill on the night, as well as 6 digs and 4 blocks. This was her game. But Lucy Arndt also had a good outing as well with 11 kills and 8 blocks, or 8 digs, I mean. And it looks like they gave that point to Lindenwood. So SEMO's still in need of a point. Bax will go back to serve. Johnson will not get the kill. Gilliams puts it up. Holder over to Johnson. Not this time. Gribbs doesn't allow it. And what a save. What a save by Gillick. It looked like a little miscommunication there when they were passing it. But Gillick makes the one-handed save and keeps Lindenwood in this. Backs to serve. Gillian saves it. Holder up to St. John. It's blocked. Holder over to Johnson. Johnson tip gets blocked. Gillian saves it back to Johnson. And Johnson finishes the game. Perfect finish to her game. She gets the 20th kill. She gets 6 digs. And she has 4 blocks. Beautiful game. And then on the Lindenwood side, Autumn Bax flourished with 16 kills and 14 digs and 2 blocks. But it is SEMO who's taking the win here, 3-1. And we'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock for the second game between these two. So long from Hawk Fieldhouse in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, where the final is 3-1 SEMO. All games airing on the ESPN network are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN+.